Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and greetings from London. So, just to let you know that this is not my living room and that's not where I sleep, but this is why I'm live at the moment from London. Okay, so welcome to Norman and Friends. And every Thursday, I'm cooking live with my friends from all over Europe, from UK, France, and also from the Netherlands. Okay, so today I'm very lucky to have my mentor, so the guy who actually not pushed me, like encouraged me to go out there promoting Malaysian food in the UK, especially Chef Brian Mellor. Okay, so to be precise, he's from Hart Hill, so which is not far from Chester city center. Anyway, okay, so today we're going to be cooking two recipes, one for myself and one from Chef Brian, and then of course you can get the recipes from us, and you can watch us again on YouTube if you want to learn how to cook from us. Okay, so let's bring Chef Brian in. So let's say hello to Chef Brian. Hello, hi Brian. How are you doing? I think I've lost a bit of sound there, so I can't hear you.
Okay, I think I'm back now.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, yes, you are now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so how are you doing, Brian?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, we've been able to get going again, so I've been teaching my barbecue classes again.
Great. Yeah, so of course, like for everyone, I think everyone knows that. I mean, during the pandemic, of course, we were kind of like feel like a lot of professionals are affected by the pandemic, and of course, so now it's a payback time, so we're back working again. So of course, to cook you the food. So and I guess the weather is going to be like today's not as it hasn't been like warm in the last few days, right? So I think yesterday I almost collapsed because it was too hot. So yeah.
So we were barbecuing on Sunday, and it was really hot. You know, we see the guests diving for cover in the hedgerows, kind of thing. So
yeah, I feel like in Malaysia anyway. So Brian, I can see that you're not in your normal kitchen, right? So do you want to tell the audience, the viewers, where you are at the moment?
Yeah, so some people may know that we're refurbishing a pub in a lovely village of Tattenhall in Cheshire, the Bear and Ragged Staff, and during lockdown, we've managed to get a wood-fired pizza operation going, and that's where I am today. We've got a wood-burning oven out there, and this is where the guys make the pizzas.
Okay.
The bench is quite high, which is why I'm feeling like a giraffe just looking into the camera at the moment. But
yeah. Okay. Well, it's really good anyway. So this pizza. I mean, like, do you do delivery to the area?
Well, we do collection, delivery. We've been able to open a small bar at the side, so people can sit in and eat, order pizzas and a few other things. And we also do pizza kits. So we sell them in the supermarket across the road, where you can take the fresh dough and actually stretch your own pizza out and top it and cook it at home.
Exciting. Well, shamefully to admit, like when I was in the Netherlands before, that's kind of like one of my favorite sentences to say. Mag ik een pizza met tonijn, alsjeblieft? That means like, can I have a pizza with tuna, please? So that's how I can say fluent in Dutch anyway. So yeah. But okay, Brian, if they want to find out about this pizza, right, and where to order from, where can they go to?
Quickest and easiest is to find us on Facebook on the Bear and Ragged Staff Facebook page, and you can order through there. And the pizza operation is called Fired Up.
Great. Okay, so I hope we're gonna see like a huge line after this, right? After everyone knows like where to get like a nice freshly baked pizza. Okay, great. So for anyone's watching, don't forget to tell us where you're watching from. And again, as previously, Brian is going to start cooking first, and then if you have any questions, do say hello, and then you just want to create lots of noises, like type up all the comments or questions whatsoever, right? So so just tell us where you're watching from. Okay, Brian, when are you ready to cook? Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'll do, if you hang tight, I'll adjust the camera over to the hob.
Okay.
We'll do some cooking first. So let me see what you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. We'll go with that. So we're going to poach an egg. It's quite interesting. This is a spoodle. This is what the guys use to put the sauce on the pizza. But it's quite good for putting an egg in as well. So I'm just off camera. I'm just cracking the egg into into there and just pop it into the water to poach.
Okay, so I thought it was a mold. So basically, just like crack the egg there and then just put straight into that. Okay.
Yeah, and then I've put a little bit of cider vinegar in there because that just helps to set the egg. So then in the meantime, I said I was going to cook with asparagus. So what we do with the asparagus, we just snap it, and it breaks at its natural point. So we don't need to. Don't need to measure it or do anything fancy with it. It just breaks. And then I'm going to take, this is olive oil.
Okay.
And I'm going to char grill this asparagus.
Okay.
Touch of salt and pepper. And then that can go into the pan.
And then how long you have to cook that for then?
So it's perhaps worth pointing out that we eat a lot of green asparagus in this country, whereas Europe and other countries, they tend to have a lot of white asparagus.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So just want to tell the viewers, if you're watching from Facebook, you can always share this video on your Facebook, okay? So you can get your friends or family to watch this as well, yeah? So that's something that you can do. Okay, Brian? Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I've done. I've poached eggs a few minutes ago and popped them into cold water to stop the cooking process. So now I'm just going to drain those eggs. I've got one out there, so that's fine. Sometimes my egg's poaching, but you can sometimes just help it just by popping a bit of hot water across it.
Yeah.
Again, once that's cooked, this is all about being delicate. So we've got this soft yolk in there.
Nice. Okay. Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
That's very quick, though. It's very quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a good, nice sort of free-range egg.
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish with that pan, so move that one across. Right, I'm going to move you across now because we're going to pane the egg, which means we're going to put it into breadcrumbs. So what you have to remember here, Norman, is I'm 6 foot and an ex-rugby player. So if I can delicately do this, then hopefully others can.
See, some people who watch who go to the restaurants, they don't know what's going on behind the scene. Okay, so like what the chef have to put up with. Well, especially with a mobile kitchen. Like I remember when I was doing Formula 1, and you just have to adapt. That's all you have to do. You see. Okay, right. So what are you doing now?
So the egg's gone into flour. Now we take the excess flour off. The egg then goes into egg and milk. The trick when you're paneing is to keep one hand dry. Otherwise, you end up with breadcrumb fingers. Okay, and then into the breadcrumbs.
Right, I see.
And then for security, you can double pane it. So back into the egg and milk. And one last go in the breadcrumbs.
Okay. So like instead of like normally people like cook with the egg or egg white or something before they put in the breadcrumb. So you put the milk, right? So you just like dip it in the milk. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It just helps the breadcrumbs to stick to it. Okay. So now give me 10 seconds. I just need to wash my hands.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so for the viewers, again, if you want, so don't forget to follow Chef Brian on the social media. Okay, so and then do visit him, like try that freshly baked pizza as well. if I'm up there, Brian, you'll see me straight away after the show. Yeah, definitely like ordering pizza. That's one of my, well, I wouldn't say that shamefully to admit, but it's one of my favorite like dish to eat, like because you've been busy cooking in the kitchen all day, all this Asian food, and then you just want something simple, and then so anyway.
So to go with this, we're going to do what we call a beurre blanc, or white wine sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we take the shallot, and as you know, same way that we would perhaps prepare the onion, we keep the root intact.
Mm-hmm.
That holds the shallot together while we work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we take that down. I've got some butter in a pan. Okay, so I've got the root at 12 o'clock. My other hand, I just took my knuckles under. I don't cut through the root. Halfway up the shallot. And with this little knife, I cut on the backward stroke. So we just finely. Now you've got an option when we make the sauce. You could leave the shallots in, or you could strain them out if you wanted it a little bit more refined. Shallots are going into the butter.
Okay.
Now I've got my oil heating up in the pan as well, so because I'm not using a fryer, I'm just going to check using a temperature probe.
Mm-hmm. What's the temperature you're looking at then?
I'm looking for it to be about 160.
160, okay.
That's going up there nicely.
So do you have any exciting story about this recipe then? Is this something that you cooked for someone before, or you just created this recipe just for our viewers?
That's a really good question, because it's a dish that we've done over the years, and I'm actually in the process of writing a book.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of my journey into hospitality, but with recipes in there. Now, back in the 70s, one thing that was almost a permanent fixture in many households was that in Britain was the chip pan. Mm-hmm. So we always seemed to have a chip pan on the stove, and my dad would cook chips, and then he'd take an egg and drop it into the chip pan, and you get this sort of crispy deep fried egg. And I was telling this to a friend of mine who's had a Michelin star restaurant for 15 years, and Mark got really fascinated about, wow, that must be really tricky to do. You know, you've got to get the viscosity of the egg and the temperature of the oil. And I was like, don't know, Mark, I just, Dad just did it, and we'd have it for chips and egg for tea on a Wednesday night, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is, in a way, my tribute to Dad's crispy egg.
Oh, that's a very nice story, Brian. So this is something I'm sure you're going to include in your book then.
Yeah. So this is the sort of reference to, I don't know, early food influences.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something we share, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's like people like to read something like nice stories like that. So.
But I know you were heavily influenced by your mum.
Yeah, my late mum. She was the one that inspired me into cooking, actually. So.
So that asparagus is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What we'll do is just drain that off. So I was just looking at our settings as well, Norman, whereas I'm very stainless steel and very commercial in this setting, and you're very elegant. Your background there.
You haven't seen me working in a crazy hours. I mean, when I say crazy hours, busy busy kitchen. It's like I could be all over the place, but I always like to keep my worktop clean. That's what I can say. So go on. Sorry, Brian, go for it.
I just we got some nice charring on the asparagus, so that can come out now.
Yeah. So basically, you just char it for what, about 3 minutes or so, because you just want to keep the crunch, don't you? Yeah. I've lost your voice again, Brian.
Okay, I'm good now. I'm back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can hear you again. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think saying traditionally, you would poach or steam asparagus. So this is just a different way of doing it. Okay, so I'll put you into the. So this is the white wine butter sauce. So we sweat the shallots off. Wine goes in. Very important to let that evaporate now. Let the alcohol evaporate from that. Let's have a little look and check the temperature. If you haven't got a temperature probe, drop a cube of bread in, and if the bread just fizzes nicely, then that means your oil's ready.
Okay, that's a very good tip there. Let me see whether we have any questions or any comments. Let me just read this a bit far from the laptop. Close this.
So now I'm going to go carefully with my egg. This is vegetable stock.
Vegetable stock, yeah.
Yeah. Moment of truth with the egg. Now in with the stock, I'm adding some double cream.
So, Brian, I mean, with this white sauce, can you prepare it in advance and you can keep it, or you have to cook it from freshly cooked or something before you serve it?
You can take it to the stage we're at now, where we reduce it with the cream.
Yeah.
But the final thing we do is we put some butter in there, and that has to be done last minute.
Oh, let's look at that.
So there's the egg.
Beautiful. Wow.
And I'm serving it with some pancetta.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think this was about trying to get some texture in there, with because poached egg can be quite soft. So just putting the crumb around the outside, just changing the texture that little bit.
That kind of will remind me a bit of a Scotch egg, something like that. Of course, Scotch eggs are a lot more ingredients going in, especially the mincemeat, right? So yeah.
So what you could also do, you could put herbs into the breadcrumbs as well. So you could put things like chives in there.
Yeah. How's your garlic, wild garlic is doing it in the area?
That will have gone out of season now. We invented a pizza during wild garlic season. One of the.
Oh wow, that's nice. Every time I look at wild garlic, it reminds me of our cooking show, East West Bake.
Yeah.
So, yeah. that's still on air on the Malaysian TV. So hopefully it's gonna get into South Asia soon. That's what I'm hoping for actually, because I have lots of people like after they've been watching that, they started following me on the social media and then saying how much they enjoyed the show. So who knows? It could be East West Pick 2 after this, Brian. Yeah.
I will look forward to that. Yeah.
Yes.
Dig my recipe books out.
Oh yes. Do you know when? Have you got the date yet? When the book is gonna be out?
No, not yet. I'm sort of halfway through writing, really. So, yeah. So now, let me bring you back over. I'll show you the sauce and things. So this has got a little bit more to go. So we just want the bubbles to get a little bit thicker. Pop the asparagus just onto the plate. So the reason I was using asparagus was because Monday, June the 21st, it's the end of the British asparagus season.
Okay.
So traditionally it ends on Midsummer's Day.
I see. Also, that kind of like mark the calendar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read it the comment then. Chachaba Harper say hello, chef. Meal Cook say looking good. Yeah. So keep the comments keep coming in. Okay. So I'm sure I'll give a thumbs like or love to Chef Brian as well for doing an amazing job. I can see that crispy poached egg at the back there. Looks so yummy. Okay.
So Norman Shorshiba Harper, the fastest chef in the UK. Remember we were doing the dinner together, the three of us.
Yes. Oh yes, she was there helping me out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep up with her.
We could keep up with her. She's like a 10 times faster than us both, right?
So there's the egg with some pancetta as seasoning. So this is the critical bit to finish the sauce now. Okay, so we take butter, and in French, it's known as monter au beurre. So to mount with butter. And this is not a sauce that you want to be eating if you're watching your figure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is the bit that you, once you've got the butter in, you can't let it go cold and you can't sort of reheat it.
Yeah.
Now, what I wouldn't do, what if I got this in a restaurant and somebody now poured the sauce over that egg, I think I'd lose my cool.
Okay, so you're gonna share with us a tip how to serve it properly then?
Well, I think it drives me mad when people go to the effort of making things crispy and then send it out to you with a sauce over the crispy bit.
It'll take away all the crispiness, isn't it? Okay,
that's right. Yeah.
So we'll just put these people. Okay.
Over the asparagus.
With asparagus, yeah.
A little bit there. And there we go.
Ooh la la.
So that's your crispy.
So what do you call this? Sorry, go on then, Brian. So what we call this dish again?
So I've got a crispy poached egg, char grilled asparagus, pancetta, and a white wine butter sauce.
Okay, we're not going to wait until to the end for you to cut open that egg. Would you do the order to cut it open? Okay.
Can you see that? Yeah.
Oh la la! Look at that.
There you go, sir.
That's how you want to do it. So Brian shared a very good tip and also showed the recipe how to make this crispy poached egg. Now, actually, I never did a poached egg just like that, you see. So you've obviously gone to another level, make it nice and crispy.
So
Chaba just said that look delicious. I can taste it. I can taste it. Yum. There you go. Chachaba's hungry now. So
I'm still going to Chaba
again. What's that, Brian?
I'd say to Shosha, but I've still got it.
I still got it. we could have another host another dinner party when I go up there again. So this time we get Chaba to be the head chef and we can be her assistant. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, sounds brilliant.
Right, let's have a lots of love and also thumbs up to Chef Brian. So yeah. So again, Brian, are you going to be sharing that recipe, or they have to buy your cookbook when it's out?
No, I can share that recipe. Not a problem.
Oh, that's very kind. Yeah. So again, don't forget to follow Chef Brian on his social media. Okay. So again, yeah, go and visit. Also get the pizza as well. Right. So it's going to be my turn now to cook. Okay. So right. So I'm going to be doing this beef noodle soup. Okay. So this is actually very simple that everyone can cook at home, especially after being working so hard in the office. So this is something like a weeknight meal. Yeah. So first thing first, what I'm going to do, I've got this. Let me just show the cooker, so at least you can see it better. See, yeah, so you can see it better. Just have to see my face. So I've got here like a frying pan. At the moment, I just use an electric cooker anyway because I'm in this area. So heat up the pan. So here I've got the beef steak, which I'm gonna cook this first because after this I'm gonna let it rest. So the pan should be hot enough. Put on the high heat now. Yeah. And then I'm gonna season this with salt and pepper and also cumin. Okay, so ground cumin that I have here. So here, this is black pepper. And then so salt. So I have here cumin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly just turn this, and then just do the same on this side, okay? Because I'm supposed to kind of marinate. You can always just like marinate in advance anyway, because I want the flavor to kind of absorb before you start cooking it in full, right? And then so the flavor is not going to be absorbed right inside. So that's what. So I'm just gonna let it cook on the side. So while that is happening, I'm going to show you what are the ingredients that I have here. So this is like again, this is kind of my trademark. So spring onion cut into thin strips, soaked in cold water. So that's what I'm going to use as a garnish for the noodle soup.
Okay.
Okay. So in terms of the vegetables, I have bean sprout. Yeah. So bean sprout, and also I have spinach that I'm just gonna quickly just put in the soup. And then this is the egg noodle. So again, with the egg noodle, the best thing to do is, if you're not too sure like how long you need to soak it and all that, just follow the instructions on the back of the packet. So some noodles, like they have to soak it for like 4 minutes or so, but this one you just have to boil for 2 minutes. So that's what I did.
Okay.
And here I have the garlic, which I already minced. Now I'm gonna slice the ginger. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the ginger here. So I'm not gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna thinly slice it first, and then I'm gonna julienne it. So it's a lot of ginger because this kind of a stock or the soup, I want to make it like there's lots of taste of ginger. Yeah, that goes well with the beef. See, Brian, no sound. at all. Not with my cleaver knife. Okay.
No sound.
No sound. No sound at all. If I have my cleaver knife, it'd be like a construction site. Dong, 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 dong. So it's not ginger here. Okay. Right. And so I have here beef stock. So this is about 600 ml. So this is enough for 2 people. Yeah. And then to season this beef stock, I have the soy sauce and a bit of sugar here, just white sugar. Yeah. And then this is another exciting thing that I want to show. Okay. I probably have to get close to the camera. Just try to bring this to the camera. So I've seen this like many times, like how they make this kind of a ramen egg. Okay, so what they do is they soak. They boil the eggs. Well, I boil the eggs. Let me just scoop one out, and then kind of soaked it in the soy sauce, light soy sauce, to get that kind of color. So now I'm gonna just cut one in half, so you should see. Let me try to bring the camera quite close to the chopping board. You can see it better. Let's try it. I think that's better. Okay. So that's sort of like get close to it. Okay, so kind of still soft inside. You can see that it's the egg kind of soaked up the the soy sauce. Okay, right. So this steak here seems like it's gonna take ages. I'm gonna bring to the main kitchen, and I'm just gonna heat up like a saucepan. I'm gonna show how to make the stock, the gravy. Okay, just bear with me for 10 seconds.
I think just while you're doing that, Norman, just a thing that came to my mind looking at those eggs is you've fully peeled that egg and put it into the marinade, but you could actually just crack the shell and drop it into the marinade, and you may end up with like a marbled effect on the egg.
Okay. I'm gonna try that in future because I saw this recipe how to make this boiled egg for ramen, and I'm gonna try that.
Let's see.
That's a very good tip though. Okay, right. So I have here. So the pan's ready. So I'm gonna heat up the oil first. Sorry, that's the sesame oil. That's why it looks so dark. So this is just a vegetable oil. So just 1 tablespoon. So I'm gonna heat up the ginger. That's the garlic. So I'm gonna try the marble effect egg then.
Okay, yeah.
Marble egg. Okay. So I'm just gonna stir this.
I do like the Asian soups, the broths, and it's so busy.
Yeah, well, my late parents actually, we had this what I can remember is I was brought up in a food business family, so it's like I saw how my parents worked so hard because if they fail on one business, they would keep trying on to open up another stall, selling another dish or something. So one of them is they sold this a noodle soup. Right, and I remember how they simmer all these marrow bones like a beef bone, for hours just to get that kind of a flavorsome stock. So that's what they did. So it was kind of my duty. I think I was probably about 9 or 10 years old, right? Because I was I went to the school in the morning and back home about 2 o'clock. So I have to look after, make sure that the fire is still on. That was my duty actually. So yeah. Okay, so I have here, so garlic and also ginger. And then the next thing is just like you can pour the stock in. So, and then just season with soy sauce. Okay. And then have here sugar, just 1 teaspoon. Again, you don't have to. Okay, so that, and also have here the sesame oil, which I'm going to put as well. Just 1 teaspoon is enough. So now I'm just going to wait to bring this to boil. Yeah, and that's it. Simple as that. So I'm just going to wait for the beef to cook, and then we're going to serve this.
You'd say that the quality of the stock's really important in that dish, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But again, I have to admit, mine is a kind of a cheap version. So so I didn't boil like about 8 hours the bones or something. So this one is like a ready-made stock. This is still good anyway. But I think the most important thing is about the seasoning. So especially that you want to get the ginger and also garlic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to get into this soup stock. Right. I'm just gonna quickly check how the beef is doing.
Okay. The reason that I mentioned about the stock is in French cooking, it's they're known as fond de cuisine, which basically translates as foundations of the kitchen. So if you've got a really good stock, then you'll make really good soups and sauces and gravies and things from that. So
yeah,
very important.
That's true. That's true. Actually, it's the same thing that reminds me of my late parents' kitchen. Okay, so because they always have this massive pot of stock, and it was just like used for almost like all the dishes, because it's the best thing anyway. So, if you don't have egg noodles, you can always just use vermicelli noodles. So that's another thing that you can do. Yeah. So you can use like flat rice noodles, like they use for pho, for pad thai. And just put this. Yeah, to show the serving. And just put the camera here. Can you see the bowl? Yep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice the eggs. Just get another one.
Slightly envious of those bowls, Norman.
The bowls.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Bowls, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Remember, we had the Danby pottery bowls like for the show.
Yeah.
They've been very generous, actually, just giving out the bowls to us, and also all the teapots and everything. So because I remember we did the cookies and we had a tea set outside, and then as soon as we finished filming and it started raining.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the British weather. It's very predictable. You just don't know when it's going to start pouring down. That's it. So so I have the egg here. Just going to wait to get this to boil. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to my kitchen. I'm going to boil it over there, and I'm going to bring back the beef, which I'm going to show you how to slice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's the beef. So it's like nicely, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I don't know, like I know Malaysians don't like medium rare. I prefer my steak to be medium rare. So let me just wipe this knife first because it's covered with egg.
Yeah, that was a little painful for me during the show because I had to cook roast beef, but I had to cook it for longer than I would normally. Because you're
not allowed to chew blood. Well, not really, but but it's just like yeah, most people in Malaysia, they like it like well done,
a bit better cooked. Yeah.
So just gonna thinly slice this. Because I remember I did cooking in the cookbook in Malay language. So it was published in Malaysia, and then my sister saw the book and saw that my beef was like medium rare. She said, "Oh, you're gonna get a complaint from all the viewers." Oh no, because from the from people who are gonna read your cookbook, they're gonna complain because your beef is like a medium rare, so you can see the blood. So I said, "Oh well, that's how we in Europe they have it." So anyway.
And you would say that the resting of the meat is important as the cooking.
Yeah.
Just to...
Okay, here you go. Right, so let's wait for the. So I have the egg noodle, and then with the bean sprouts, right? So I'm gonna just put straight into the hot soup because it's gonna start cooking it. Yeah. So and the same with the spinach because this one is just a baby spinach.
The suspense is killing me now. The anticipation.
Right. So and of course the flavor is going to be a lot stronger, and you can always just infuse this with the with cinnamon or star anise, for example. Yeah. Right. So now I'm just going to put this noodle on the side here.
Traditionally in Europe, we think of soup as a starter or an appetizer. This is looking a bit more involved than an appetizer.
No, for us, like we always have this in the afternoon. Yeah, so it's always like rice for lunch, and then normally we have like a small bowl of noodle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in the evening, it could be like something fried or something grilled, like satay, for example. We tend to go out like to the food court or to the night market or something to enjoy our the meal outside. Normally we go out with the family. That's what we do. So, okay, so spinach. Love lots of green in my cooking. Sorry, in my dish. So now I'm just gonna pour this and make sure that it's not kind of submerged. So just gently. Again, like the noodles is still kind of have a bit of a temperature in it because it's just been blanched.
Yeah.
So if you're using like a bok choy or something instead of like a baby spinach, right? So the best is to kind of quickly blanch it in the hot water, boiling water.
Is that really because of the stem? The stem's a bit thicker.
Yeah. It's a bit thick, so the best is to just blanch it. Or you can always just cut it into like a smaller stem, and then just put it straight into the soup. I think that should be enough. Yeah. Well, I wish you in my kitchen now, Brian, because otherwise you can have a bowl of noodle soup.
Yeah, you're not the only one wishing that. I think I'm wishing that as well.
So we're gonna have the beef. So that kind of resting well. Oh, I love it because it's still a bit kind of medium rare. Just put it like that. On the side here. Okay, so we have the egg. Just enough this bit. So now it's boiling really well. After finish off everything. Okay, and then to finish off, I have the spring onion, which I'm just going to put on the side here. You can always just put like the fried shallots if you want to as well. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So you can see the marble of the beef there. It's nicely done. Okay, I'm going to bring the camera over, and you can see the close up. See that?
Very nice.
And there you go. So that's how you prepare the noodle soup, beef noodle soup. Okay, so hang on, let me put the camera up so we can see my head. Okay, so that's how you want to prepare the dish. Okay, so you saw how Brian shared the tip recipe, how to share. What do you call it again, Brian?
The crispy poached egg with char-grilled asparagus. Yeah.
Great. So again, if you want the recipe, so you can visit Brian's social media. Yeah, so you can get from that. And also, so I'll be waiting for the cookbook as well. So I want a signed copy from you, Brian. Okay. So when it's out.
Yeah.
Okay. So and again, just one thing that I want to tell the viewers that we have another exciting. Well, we have an exciting event that it's not like a spin-off. It's something that we want to develop from Norman and Friends. So this is something that we're going to announce on the 1st of July. Okay, and then Brian, I'm very glad that Brian has agreed to be involved with this kind of campaign as well. So you have to, so wait and see, right? So that we can announce it on the 1st of July. Okay, so thank you again for watching. Yeah, so Brian, is there anything that you want to tell the viewers?
No, I'm just looking for the pizza queue forming behind now.
How many pizza or what's your best record actually that you have sold in one day or one evening?
I think we've topped.
Sorry, Sandy, you did that to Sandy. Brian just want to tell us the surprise. Sandy, naughty Sandy. Okay, so Brian, what was the highest figure you had?
Yeah, I think we've topped 100. It's a small but growing village, so
I'm sure like after this you're gonna have all repetitive customers anyway. So so again, after people watching this, so go and find Brian with pizza. Definitely, if I'm in the area, I'm definitely gonna order one for myself. Yeah. So
we'll send you on, Norman.
Yeah, so we got lots of love, and then Chosha just said that get chopstick now. You make me hungry. What type of beef? I just use the rump steak, so you can use that chichaba. So that's very simple and easy. Yeah. So say trying to watch while working. So Milk Cook just said that. Anyway, so we can read all your comments. So again, don't forget to watch. I'm gonna be back again with Graham Fox next week. Okay, on Thursday at the same time. Okay. So Brian, we're gonna say goodbye now. Yeah. Thank you. So
goodbye. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Norman.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, Sandy. Now you can play the outro.